We're following a number of developing stories here on News Now this morning. First off, former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak has been charged with 3 counts of criminal breach of trust in a probe linked to SRC International, formerly a unit of 1MDB. He has also been charged with 1 count of abuse of power. The former leader arrived in court earlier this morning after his arrest on Tuesday. Najib has been accused of siphoning off millions from a former subsidiary of state fund 1MDB. Najib has consistently denied any wrongdoing, claiming the charges are politically motivated. Well, for more on this story, our senior correspondent Melissa Goh joins us from just outside the courthouse in Kuala Lumpur. Melissa, first off, what is the latest that you're hearing from those court proceedings today?
Well, right now, the ex-Prime Minister Najib Razak, he has claimed trial. 2 charges that are leveled against him this morning. Speaking from the dock inside a very packed courtroom, the grey-haired 66-year-old former Prime Minister in a dark suit, waved at the media, waved at us just before he stepped into a different courtroom. I was there. He gave a big smile. He was moved from the Sessions Court to the High Court, where his case will be heard later on. Now, he faces 3 separate counts of criminal breach of trust for receiving 3 separate amounts of money totaling 42 million ringgit. That's about $10.6 million between December 2014 to March 2015. Now, the amount was transferred into his accounts in M Islamic Bank from SRC International, a former subsidiary of 1MDB, where he was the fund chairman of the board of directors. Now, on top of that, he also faces charges under MACC Act for receiving gratification as much as 42 million ringgit, that's about $10.6 million, and abusing his position to secure a 4 billion ringgit loan, that's about $1 billion in 2012, from a pension fund to SRC International. Now, all these charges, if convicted, could put Mr. Najib behind bars for 20 years and fine more than 5 times the amount. Now, this is just the beginning. According to task force sources that I was speaking with, they're probing the case. There will be other tranches coming over this state fund 1MDB, in particular the bigger amount of $681 million that remitted into his account back in 2013, just before the election. Now, Mr. Najib insisted that they are donation from Saudi royal family, and bulk of it has been returned to the donor. Now, his lawyer, Shafi Abdullah, is a renowned criminal lawyer and a close friend of Mr. Najib. Now, Mr. Najib is expected to post bail later today, and Mr. Shafi himself is tainted. There's also a case against him relating to State Fund 1MDB for receiving payment. Teresa?
Now, Melissa, you were outside the courthouse this morning when Mr. Najib arrived. A crush of reporters, also a number of his supporters were there, some of them crying out freedom. Can you tell us what has been the reaction to Mr. Najib's arrest so far from his supporters?
Yeah, indeed, there was a huge commotion right outside here in the courtroom earlier today when he arrived. His supporters and sympathizers, they were charging against him, wanted to hold his hand, and there was a commotion, and a lot of people fell, and there were people bleeding as well, I saw. Not all of them are allowed to go into court. Now, Mr. Najib has insisted that this is politically motivated, that he's innocent. The money are indeed donation from Saudi royal family. Now, his supporters are saying that he is a former prime minister. He should be accorded the dignity, that they are worried that he may not be given the due process of law, will not be able to take its course. Now, Mr. Najib, in a video that posted online yesterday, hours after he was arrested, said that he's only human and he makes mistakes and he has his weaknesses, but he has tried his best during his tenure as Prime Minister. Now, all you heard outside, not all are true about him, and he wants to be able to tell his side of the story and defend himself. And Mr. Najib has been charged in court. He's the first former Prime Minister ever arrested and charged. And a trial will be set, and Dr. Mahathir said the trial is likely to be set end of the year. Although he, as an executive, as Prime Minister, he's not supposed to be involved in the judicial process, but he seems to have decided a trial will start end of the year. Let's listen to the court later on whether the judge has decided to set the trial end of the year, and there will be more tranches of charges that could be brought against him and his associate. Many more will be brought to court.
Yes, we're all here to give support. I pray that he will be given a fair trial, a fair hearing. So we ask that the courts honour that. We're here to give support.
Were the
That's all.
family shocked by the decision by prosecution to arrest him?
We stand by him. I know we expected that he will be coming, but on behalf of family, we will support him the best we can. We ask that the courts give him a fair trial and fair hearing, treat him fairly, based on the good things that he's done for the country. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
That was Nizar Najib, one of Mr. Najib's son. He was in court earlier together with Mr. Najib's daughter, Nurana, and they're very worried. They're very worried about their father. They hope that he will be given a fair trial, that the rule of law will take its course, and they are hoping for the best. Teresa?
Thank you so much for that update, Melissa. We're expecting more updates throughout the day, and we will check in with you as they develop. Melissa Go reporting live from Kuala Lumpur this morning.